We have just got back from the most fantastic lesson and Mum's got loads of video clips, so I thought I'd add an intro and an outro to it and let you guys have a watch. Welcome to my most recent training session with Maggie. As you can see, it was a beautiful day and I'm going to let you listen to some of the lesson, but it was also windy. I think I need to buy some microphones and do all the tech research, which I don't tend to have the time to stop and do between working and horses and teaching and everything else. But I'm going to stop and do that so I can get some microphones so that we can do a bit of a better job on these lesson videos and you get to actually get the information from the horse's mouth. But as you can see here, I've just started warming up. As I said, it's my last lesson before we go eventing, which is very, very exciting. I can't believe it's come round already. And I was just chatting to Lizzie as I had a warm-up, telling her sort of what our aims were, what we're entered for, which day we're on at Oasby, etc, etc. And I turned up with asking Lizzie to sort of help me formulate a warm-up plan and also just have that final tune-up. And as you can see, Maggie's going a lot better. The collection is really starting to come now, which is great. You saw she just did a really good canter to walk. And I just feel like the progress is happening now. She's actually changed shape with all the work that we've been doing. So I was also telling Lizzie that. And she's not fitting into her previous saddles anymore. So as you will notice, I've got a slightly different saddle on. It's my older saddle. This saddle is 24 years old this year and I still adore it. It's a proper retro Devaku, and I used to compete my under 18s horse in it, and it is very universal when it comes to fitting horses. So I've been able to put a correction pad underneath it and just make some minor adjustments to make sure that it is bang on the right fit for Maggie for now. And I was also just telling Lizzie that sort of my plans for what to do on a dressage saddle front, although that's not quite as urgent because you can always do dressage in a jump saddle, but you can't jump in a dressage saddle. And now we're just discussing what I've been doing in between lessons and how Maggie's actually had a bit of a pre-season mini break and how much better she's actually looking for having that bit of time chilling out, just going hacking before the work recommences.
Yeah, she is lovely and soft now.
Okay, so once I had a basic work in, as you see, Lizzie's told me to slow it down. So I don't think I've explained this very well previously. I've spent my whole life making sure Maggie goes forward and off the leg and is swinging and lovely. And it's got us to a really good place so far. But Maggie is also built very croup high. She's probably an inch higher behind than she is in front. Her front legs never quite got as long as her back legs, it seems. So she constantly got comments of downhill before this year, and I really, really wanted to improve that and work on that. But because of how she's built, when I let her go really forwards, what happens is she ends up pulling from the front end more rather than pushing from the back end. And that is fine for the level that we'd been doing. But because I want to go novice and beyond, we now really, really need the engagement of the hind leg. She's got to learn to sit, which means that she needs to be going in a way that she accepts that my leg means engage the hind leg, not just go faster. So with that, what Lizzie's doing is she's giving me exercises that I can do, which is going to encourage her hind legs underneath her. So we're doing shoulder in, travers, and small circles. So at the minute we're doing a little bit of shoulder in, not a massive angle, just enough to push her hind leg underneath herself and let her figure out how to mobilise it. and then we're going on to a small circle, making her bend through her body, and then we then go back to the shoulder in again on the long side, and we keep working through this just steadily. And now that she's actually accepted that I can sort of move her around a little bit and we can work as a team with this, it's a whole lot easier, and we can be really soft and gentle and just say, come on, Maggie, let's just teach you how to put your hind leg underneath. And every single element of this is about building muscle up for her as well, because the more she does it, the more muscle she'll build, the more she has the opportunity to change her gait so that she can work in a more uphill fashion. And everything from the contact and the movements, I'm just staying still in the hand and then working from my leg to get this work here. Now we're changing to a little bit of counter flexion, and you can see just a little bit of unsteadiness in the contact as she lost a little bit of balance, and then she gets it back. Then we go back to inside bend, do the circle with a little bit of shoulder in, and it's just constant exercises that we have to be a little bit slower while we do it so that we can isolate the right parts of the body to engage them. And then having done that work in the trot, we then do the same again in the canter. So it's all about engaging that hind leg, using the leg to push her into the more up contact, to push her bottom down and help her soften through, using the shoulder in, circles, travers, and bend to the inside and bend to the outside.
Travers again. Make a weight. Make a step under with your inside heel. Circle again. And then if you've got her soft around the inside leg in the travers, up this long side, ask her for a couple of steps half passage.
And then the next progression from that is to then add in this bit of half pass that Lizzie said about. And what happened initially was when I put my leg on to ask for the half pass in a different way, Maggie went, oh, faster, let's go faster, because she naturally wants to go quick, and it's been the thing. I remember competing her as a 4-year-old and having to pray that I could manage to get the trot transition after the canter in our dressage tests. So it's been a long-standing thing with her that she just goes forwards, and what she does is she finds it then hard to sit and wait because of her conformation. So it's taking time to build up, and what will happen at the minute is we'll get it for a few steps and then she'll break to trot, and that's fine because we're actually just giving it time to build up, and Lizzie's giving us lots of tools to work through it together and teach her and build it up as we go. And I really think that we're getting the improvements now.
She's stepping, like you want to feel her step every stride behind the saddle. You want to feel the step. And she's not taking you forward, she's waiting with you, she's nice in the neck. Yes. Oh, good lord. Oh, good lord. All that prep and it was rubbish.
So a little bit of a laugh and a joke there, but actually it's a very good demonstration on what actually just happened, and Lizzie explains her thoughts on it.
Right, it was probably not very good because she was actually in the balancing the walk where she couldn't pull with her front end.
Yeah.
She actually was stepping with her back end.
And she was confused.
And then she was like, oh no, I'm still going to try and pull myself through the transition rather than step.
Yeah.
So she can do so much slow work, just stepping and then stepping up to canter. So she has to step under, and she's got to stay in a slow canter when you get into the canter. That's not a slow canter. You look like you were leaving the start box.
I leave the start box faster than that. She's so spooky around, I have to go faster between.
So obviously this walked canter exercise is another exercise of getting her to engage from behind. Previously, I would get her to do walked canter from a fairly quick walk, and then she can pull from in front and get it done. But actually, if we want it to be true and fair, then she's really got to come from the slow walk and then just power from her hind leg and come up into that canter transition. So that one was a little bit better, but as you can see, she finds it really, really hard, and she finds it then hard to hold the canter and then is offering the trot. So it's just a case of keeping going, and I'll add in now, everything has been checked. We had her fully x-rayed when we bought her. We know exactly where any niggles might be with her body. She gets regular checks from the physio. She gets regular checks from the vet. So we know we're in a good place, but it's a bit like us. You rock up to the gym, you want to do a pull-up. Can you do a pull-up when you immediately get there? I know I couldn't, but if I go to the gym and I do the regular exercises to build up the suitable muscle groups, suddenly you start being able to do it. And that's exactly the sort of thing that we're trying to do with Maggie. We're trying to give her the opportunity to learn to build up these muscles. And you see, she starts to be able to collect it. The difference between her from the start of the year to now, personally, I think is vast from a rider's perspective, and I'm hoping you can see it on screen. And we're just using the half halt, the flexion, the walked canter transition, the shoulder in, the travers, in appropriate places where we can get it. And if she drops to trot because it's hard, that's fine. We'll try again. And we won't do it for hours and hours on end. We'll do it in short bursts, and then I just do it and I keep up the homework where we're building up the muscle groups. And all of a sudden, Maggie will be able to do a walked canter from a very steady but engaged walk and step from behind, and everything will build up, and we'll be able to do a half pass and it be correct rather than just fudging it is probably the way. And look, she dropped again, but that's fine. We just come back up to the canter and we keep working it. And that is the case of it. Rome really wasn't built in a day, and I'm so pleased with how hard she's trying, and you can just see that we just very quietly work through it as we go.
Stay soft and relaxing on the outside rein. That looks better. Yeah. Okay, so wait. Keep the balance. Keep the balance. Circle halfway to keep the balance. Let the leg go. Good. Put the rein slightly. Keep the balance. Keep it together. Keep weight. Keep it together. Small circle in the corner. Good. Flex around that inside leg so that you feel like you can give the inside rein and she stays with you. Good.
And the end goal of this is to really be able to let her be truly in self-carriage. So throughout, we're doing a give and retake of the reins, as you heard Lizzie ask me to do, so she can stay and she holds herself. She's a grown-up now. It's time for her to look after her body. And as you can see, it is minute, the detail, but if I describe the feeling for you, when I get it right, and the best description is definitely on the seat, if I get it right, I feel like her back and my backside are one. We're not bouncing, we're not shimmying here, there and everywhere. We're actually through and it's smooth, it's not bouncy anymore. And that's when she's on my seat and she's really coming through her back. And it's taken me till the session before this, when I had a dressage session and we didn't get enough videos, to actually be able to feel it and actually know what I'm feeling. And I only felt it in Trot last lesson, whereas I felt it in Canter this lesson, where all of a sudden we just feel like a proper true team. They don't know where Maggie ends and I begin, sort of thing. So if you've ever had that feeling, it's great. I'm amazed that I've got it, and that's what I'm working for more of now. Once we build her muscle up and build her knowledge and her way of going, and it suddenly brings this brilliant canter that is brilliant for the dressage arena, and add a little bit of power, it's even better for the jumping, and it's going to do her body so much better than going in that initial way of going on the forehand and pulling herself along and not engaging her bottom muscles.
There's your homework.
Yeah.
Before she drops.
Okay, let her have a walk and then we'll walk out.
I'm not going to the outside.
Yeah, she's got to accept that even in the walk, you know, when she comes, like, there will be, you'll feel it when she comes slow and straight, and accepts it and stops trying to walk through you and walk beyond her hind leg. Like, she just goes to pull herself along in front. That's it. Good. There.
And then we can canter from it.
Not faster. Gosh, she's off cross country again. It is improving, that was better.
I was going to say that was better.
And now you've got a good canter, yeah?
Yeah, it is a good canter. It's on my seat.
Yeah. So make sure that she's awake enough and she knows she's jumping now. So build the canter but keep the roundness and keep her coming through. Very good. Good girl. Same again. Make sure you've got the leg on a little bit on takeoff. Stay back with your upper body, keep your lower leg there. Very good, excellent. And again. Same again. Don't let her get too like keep her round. Keep her with you from your leg. Little bit more work done further out there. Okay. Keep her a little bit more through. There she kind of came around the corner and 3 strides out. She was a little bit kind of not quite through her body. That's fine. Come again. Little bit more leg around the turn. Yeah. And you know when you see that you're on a forward one, rather than just sitting there for 2 strides and letting her nose come out, she's right behind leg up to the contact, so she comes up and through onto the longer one. Better. Good. And again.
I can see her little knees out in front.
Oh, where are you going?
Cross country.
Keep her round. Soften the neck again. Make a good turn. Make her soft. Make her on your seat again. Wheel around. That was better, yeah?
Yeah.
Much better. One fall off this head brain. Good. Have a walk.
Okay, so you can see from that warm up over a fence how much more consistently we're managing to stay through the canter as we are jumping, and she's just getting better and better in my opinion. It's more a case of getting my eye in a lot of the time now. So we finished off with just jumping 2 rounds around a course. So this is literally every jump that we did in the lesson you're seeing. That was her first time over the water tray, and I thought she was so brave because I can't remember when she last jumped a water tray. Here I really cut my corner, but we managed to deal with it, and you can see we just come down
It's
the water
fine.
really quite comfortably. And then I'd say this was my main muck up when it came to jumping in the lesson. I just kind of wasn't quite sure which stride I was on, but luckily Maggie knew, gave me a heart attack, but you can see how bold and confident she is. But as Lizzie said, we'd like to get a little bit closer next time if possible. So we just did a little bit of work as we came around the corner and we popped over it. And this is kind of how she was going, and it was great. So I'm going to stop yabbering on and I'll just let you listen to Lizzie and see what you think. And there we go, that was it. I was so chuffed with how Maggie's gone. It feels like now we're out the other side of that bit of time where we had the sort of slightly pushing back behaviour where she just wanted to test the boundaries a little bit. We've had every lesson since, to be fair. She's been great. So it's ups and downs with horses. You're never going to have a straight linear progression, but I am feeling brilliantly happy with how she's going and looking and feeling, and yeah, she's just great. And she's munching up her hay now. I need to go make her dinner in a minute, but it's good, happy days. So we now only have, we've got a training show on Sunday. Today is Friday, and then on Thursday we go eventing. So it's not long now. I'm gonna sign off for now, and I want to say thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know if you have any video requests coming up, and make sure to press the subscribe button as well, because I've been posting a little bit more lately, and actually you might as well turn on notifications, and then at least you know when they go up. That's if you want to watch. If not, don't bother. But anyway, for now, bye from Maggie and I. Bye-bye.